गुरु जी। हरि ओम। श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैव उपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः। ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शनदृश्यभू कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञात्यात्मने नमः। स्फुरन्ति शिखराजस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरत्नं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। हम लोग योग वशिष्ठ का निर्वाण प्रकरण उत्तरार्ध 19वां अध्याय का चर्चा कर रहे हैं। कल हम ये देखे थे कि पहले तो इसको अच्छी तरह समझना चाहिए, मन में रखना चाहिए। जो समष्टि जीव है वह असल में चैतन्य घन का ही स्वरूप होता है। जो चेतन सर्वव्यापक सर्वस्थित सच्चिद आनंद है वो वही समष्टि जीव है और वही भी प्रकृति है, वही सब कुछ है। और जब वो कुछ बदलता है जैसे लगता है तभी सृष्टि है करके हम देख रहे हैं। सृष्टि को हम देख रहे हैं मतलब वही अपने आप को देख रहा है। तो जो समष्टि जीव है वो असल में चैतन्य घन का ही स्वरूपभूत है और अहम रूप से स्फुरित होता है। जो दिखाई दे रहा है खुद अपने को देखता है तो मैं ये भावना पैदा होता है। उसी से वही जो मैं है समष्टि जीव का जो अहम है वही देश काल क्रिया और द्रव्य की रूप में अवस्थित है, और वह ये देश काल क्रिया और द्रव्य जो है ये असीम शक्ति से समन्वित है, और ये जो शक्ति है यही उसका स्फुरण है, और इसी रूप से वह स्फुरित होता हुआ अपने आप में अपने अंदर देखता है अपने आप को। वही जो मैं पैदा हुआ वही सृष्टि का मूल कारण है। अब सूक्ष्म भूतों के संस्कारों का उत्पत्ति रूप समष्टि चित्त की कल्पना कैसे होता है? सूक्ष्म भूतों के संस्कारों की उत्पत्ति रूप समष्टि चित्त की कल्पना। अब ये जो मूल अहम था, जो समष्टि रूपक अहम, तो वो इस रूप से बदल गया, अपने आप को इस रूप में देखा। देश काल क्रिया और रूप एक वस्तु के रूप में, आपके वस्तु के रूप में द्रव्य, तो इस रूप से वो जो देखा, इस ढंग से वो कितने अलग अलग रूप लेकर के धीरे धीरे सूक्ष्म से सूक्ष्म, उससे और सूक्ष्म विभाजित होते गया। मतलब छोटे छोटे और छोटे और छोटे ऐसा कल्पना करते गया, उसी का व्याख्या करेंगे। तो कल इसको हम देखे हैं, सूक्ष्म भूत के संस्कार के ऊपर कल देखे थे। संस्कार की उत्पत्ति रूपी समष्टि चित्त का कल्पना, वो कल्पना करता है कि मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं ऐसा हूँ, मैं ऐसा हूँ। इसीलिए धीरे धीरे वह समष्टि व्यष्टि में बदल जाता है कल्पना मात्र से। तो उसको कल हम देखें। अनंतर उसके बाद देश काल क्रिया और द्रव्य से युक्त, संस्कार रूप से थोड़ा सा आविर्भाव होने के कारण युक्त एवं उनसे अयुक्त स्थूल रूप से भली भांति आविर्भाव न होने के कारण, अयुक्त स्थूल रूप से नहीं दिखाई दे रहा, सूक्ष्म है, भावना है, इसीलिए वो भावना दिखता नहीं, इसीलिए वो सूक्ष्म रूप से तो अदृश्य है, स्थूल रूप से तो अदृश्य है, सूक्ष्म रूप से है। स्वयं असत्य होती हुई भी सत्य वस्तु के सदृश स्फुरित हो रही, इसके ऊपर भी कल बहुत चर्चा किए। जैसे गैस है, ऑक्सीजन, हाइड्रोजन, तो वो सूक्ष्म होता हुआ भी जल रूप लेकर के स्थित रहता है। कभी केवल असत्य स्वरूप वाली समष्टि चित्त रूपता के कारण तथा सूक्ष्मतम जल का संबंध होने के कारण हिम परमाणु के सदृश असदाकार परमाणु रूपता का आत्मा में अवलोकन करता है, जो सूक्ष्म रूप से आत्मा में, मतलब वही समष्टि जीव के अंदर सूक्ष्म रूप से कल्पना रूप से एक रूप लिया है, वह उसके अंदर जैसे बर्फ, पानी, बादल इत्यादि में जैसे जल सूक्ष्म रूप से सब जगह पर है, वैसे ही वह समष्टि जो आत्मा है, समष्टि जीव है, उसी के अंदर ये सारे अलग अलग, मैं बर्फ हूँ, मैं पानी हूँ, मैं धारा हूँ, मैं आवर्त हूँ, मैं बुदबुद हूँ, इसी प्रकार वो सोच करके वो अलग अलग रूप से अंदर ही देखा, खाली सोच करके। असदाकार परमाणु रूपता का आत्मा में अवलोकन करता है, जो नहीं है उसको वो देखता है। यानी आत्मा को परिच्छिन्न समझ बैठता है। वो जो समष्टि, जो परिच्छिन्न, जो विभाजित नहीं है, अलग अलग नहीं है, उसको वो परिच्छिन्न करके समझ जाता है। ये जैसे है, इसमें क्या कोई विभाजन हुआ है अंदर, लेकिन हम इसका देखते ही हम इसको मानते हैं कि इसके अंदर कितने लकड़ी हैं, कितने क्या क्या है, कितने भावनाओं को इसके अंदर हम देखते हैं। लेकिन ये तो एक ही है, समष्टि रूप है। ऐसे ही समष्टि रूप में ये वही समष्टि व्यष्टि बन करके छोटे छोटे आकार को कल्पना करके अपने अंदर वो नहीं होता हुआ भी दिखाई देता है। इसको हम कल देख लिए हैं अपनी पर आत्मरूपता के। अच्छा, ये कैसा दिखता है? एक को भूल जाने से दूसरा दिखता है। जैसे व्यष्टि जो छोटा रूप है, वो अपने आप को भूल जाने से वो बड़ा रूप से अपने को देखता है, और बड़ा अपने आप का बड़ा रूप को भूल जाने से छोटा को देखता है। जैसे मुझे भूल जाने से, शरीर भूल जाने से अंगुली को देखूंगा, और अंगुली रूप को भूल जाने से शरीर को देखेगा। ऐसे ही ये समष्टि व्यष्टि ये कल्पना के अंदर अवस्थित हैं। इस प्रकार हम कल इसको देखें। और ये जो अन्यथा देखना अपने को, ये सिर्फ कल्पना में है। और कल्पना एक को भूल जाने से दूसरे का देखना, मतलब यही कल्पना का तरीका। एक भूल जाएगा, दूसरे को देखेगा। इसी प्रकार वह समष्टि व्यष्टि हो करके एक ही के अंदर दिखाई पड़ रहा है। We are just discussing the yesterday's topic, how the whole total body or the universal being, which is not other than the absolute consciousness, when it thinks I, that ego I, when it feels its existence as an identity, that is called ego. That ego, the universal ego, it goes on thinking minutely itself, and slowly it becomes, it thinks I am so and so, all these minute objects, and by the help of so powerful time, space, and the action and reaction, cause and effect, all these. So in this way the total becomes individual, and individual, when it forgets itself, it visualizes the whole total body. In this way the world exists. Today we shall see अनंतर इस तरह का जाना गया उक्त चेतन अपने स्वरूप में तत्काल स्थूल रूपता का पंचीकरण से स्थूलता संपादन कर स्थूल समष्टि विराट रूप होकर स्थूल रूपता का अनुभव करता है और इसमें अपने समष्ट्यात्मक द्रव स्वभाव मन को चंद्रबिंब के सदृश समझने लग जाता है। यही उसके बुद्धि समष्टि रूप ब्रह्म रूपता है। बुद्धि समष्टि रूप ब्रह्म रूपता सारे को इकट्ठा बुद्धि है और समष्टि रूप है, लेकिन ब्रह्म से अलग नहीं है। इसी को हम अलग अलग भाषा में कितने शब्दों में हम इसको समझते हैं। इसको मेधा, प्रज्ञा, धारणा, धृति और इसको अंग्रेजी में इंट्यूशन एंड द subtle mind or chitta etc. we call it in different many ways. And that what happens, it gets aware of itself and then it identifies itself. I am, when it feels its identity, that is called ego. And that ego goes on dividing itself, so it goes on imagining the smaller objects within itself, and then this is the divisibility process, and one becomes many. And now all these individual, all these smaller units, all these minute identities, they go on accumulating with each other, just as two drops of water gets together, then two becomes 4 drops. In this way, the whole glass of water, you will see, it is combination of different many drops. Now it is combined together and it is a glass of water. Similarly, these smaller units, they get together, that is called panchikaran. All these 5 gross elements, basic elements, sky, air, fire, water and earth, they get mixed up with each other in different ratios, different ways, and they get grossified. They get some form which is visualized by the senses, and it is gross, so it is called visible gross. And then all these gross objects, they get a form, gross form, and it will have name. So this is how all these grossness, it becomes a covering over the small, minute or subtle objects. So this is how it becomes a cover-like. And these are the name and forms. And inside it, the absolute subtle matter is consciousness. It exists, so it is existence, and it is quite satisfied, contented by its existence, by the knowledge of its existence. I do exist. That gives a kind of full satisfaction. That is called contentment, or in other words, it is called bliss. So Sat Chit Anand is internally in a subtle state, it is covered up by the names and forms which are grosser than this and which hide the Satchid Anand. Satchid Anand, when the inner self, which is most subtle, unimaginable subtleness, that when projects out in this way, by thinking of different names and forms, creating these names and forms, it is revelation or creation. This is how the inner Sat Chit Anand takes some names and forms. In this way, the whole world, whatever we see, whatever we know, whatever we think, everything has these 5 aspects. अनंतरी इस तरह का जाना गया उक्त चेतन अपने स्वरूप में तत्काल स्थूल रूपता का अनुभव करता है. After being subtle divisions, again it by accumulating itself with itself in different ways, it feels I am gross, and as a gross entity, it becomes the whole totality, and it feels I am the whole total gross body. So that way it becomes the universal being again. The same becomes individual, and individuals again become universal. So the cycle goes on. This is how the creation starts and the creation ends. Nothing else. The same thing in cycle goes on. और उसमें अपने समष्ट्यात्मक द्रव्य स्वभाव मन को चंद्रबिंब के सदृश समझने लग जाता है. And after feeling the whole total body as something, it gets little satisfaction. That is soothing effect, just like we feel the moonlight. चंद्रबिंब के तरह जैसे चंद्र का किरण हमको बड़ा आनंददायक महसूस होता है, वैसा ये अपने आप को वो स्थूल रूप से देख करके वो फिर थोड़ा संतुष्टि का अनुभव करता है. ओह, I am something. That satisfaction it feels. यही उसकी बुद्धि समष्टि रूप ब्रह्म रूपता. So this feeling of satisfaction, coolness within itself, this is called the universal intelligence. Now, did you understand now how what is called universal intelligence? It is nothing other than itself, but feeling feeling the identity with pleasure or a satisfactory way. I am, and that is the wholeness, whole existence as I. That feeling is called universal intelligence, which is just like जो so soothing like moonlight. So वेद में ये कहा चंद्रमा मनसो जाता। अब यहाँ इनका कनेक्शन समझो। चंद्रमा मनसो जाता सूर्यो चक्षु अजायता। That's how it is said. The moon is the outcome of the mind, and mind is influenced by the moon. Lunatics are, they become more ferocious, more you see, active in the full moon day or in no moon day. They become very much ferocious. Because the mind is linked with the moon. Moon is the universal mind. Everybody's mind is linked with it. And the sun is linked with the eyes. The universal eyes are called sun. चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत बाहुराजन्यकृतः। अलग अलग जैसे विश्वरूप का वर्णना किया गया, इसका इसी ढंग से एनालिटिकली हमको समझना चाहिए कि वो जो विश्वरूप है वो कैसे अपने आप को देखता है। कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? चल है
when the Atma is no more in the body, it again wants a body unless it realizes. So it always looks for a body because Atma wants to see for itself.
Yes. Just as you see yourself in the mirror, as a whole, as well as parts, and always you want to see your face, not the feet.
I want body, everything I want. Mind, I want.
Everybody, something we like to see more, my beauty. Anyhow, this is how it sees within itself. And it will be more clearer, just as we discussed yesterday. The lens house, in the lens house, lenses are reflected in lenses. That's all. So it is within itself, and it feels a satisfaction. That's all. And that is the satisfaction of the ego. And that feeling is called universal intelligence. Feeling a satisfaction. I am so and so.
Divine eye.
Divine I, universal I, that is called universal intelligence. Just as you feel, we feel it, but we are not aware of it. Everybody feels satisfied. I am. I do exist. I am existing. That satisfaction is always there. And when this I is identifying the body, and body gets deteriorated, and it is about to decompose or disturb or decay, at that time we feel fear. We don't get satisfaction because we are entangled with the gross body. The gross body now wants to dissolve. So at that time, because of our body sense, we think I am the gross body. So when the gross body ends, then we get fear and we get a kind of dissatisfaction. That is called fear. And as long as we are in the body, so now we are happy and satisfied. That is called that is the feeling within. We don't pay attention to it. Every individual is just like that. Just like the universal body. Same thing, processes, same thing. The identity is same. That is in a bigger way. This is in a smaller way.
So that universal satisfaction, that identification of universal intelligence, when he is
Yes.
happy, what is the description of it? How to state it? Or it is a philosophical way of accepting?
No. The universal ID, that means I, it feels I am this whole universe. That is called Vishwarup, universal form. It feels I am all these and gets satisfied. Yes, I exist. That I, which was in the beginning, we discussed, it's a feeling of its existence that becomes I, that becomes aham. And this aham, then and there, it divides into time, space, and causation means the action and reaction, karma, kriya, and vastu. Then it feels I am so and so, a form. So that form, as in the first place, it is I, and it is unimaginable. Now it imagines I am so big, so great or something. The wholeness it observes, it feels. That is called universal intelligence. And how powerful it will be? You see, it has all the powers like time, because it is more than this. But yet, to understand it, we can say it is the time, it is the space, it is the causation, means cause and effect, the process, it is the changing process, and it is the solidification or formation of forms and getting names. So everything together. So this is called universal mind. Everything together. Just as you feel, the moment we again and again we discuss the same thing, the moment you get up from the deep sleep where you were not aware of yourself, though your existence was there. Similarly, when you feel the existence of the body, you feel I am. What happens that we have discussed, in a fraction of a second, you feel the whole body is I. That feeling that feeling itself creates the time and space. I am the body, and action starts, so causation, and then you see your parts. That's how you see your different minute parts, and as a whole, all those parts, they think I am the body, vice versa. And it takes no time, because time is a fraction of it. Time is a fraction of it. All this process, all of a sudden you feel I am the body, and the body feels, the parts of the body feels I am the body. The total thinks of the portions, and the portions think of the totality. Both together goes on. Sometimes it is a part, sometimes it is a body. Just as, see how changes go on, which we don't see. Moment I say, Mr. X, what is your name? My name is Ram. Okay. Ram, can you come here? So the body comes, not the name. Name is attached to the body. He says, my name. Everybody of us, we say, my name. So name is different from me. Isn't it? But yet, when we behave, we do some action, we act as I body, I hand, I eyes, I ear. I am hearing. Arey, how can you hear? Only the ears are hearing. And you say, my ears. My ear is paining. So it is different from you. And when you hear, you say, I hear. Are you not identifying yourself with the ear? Then only you can say, I hear so. I see like this. I touched it. So how can you touch? You are different from touch. My skin, you say. And now at the time of behaving, you behave as I skin, I eyes, I ear, I body. It is not my body, it is I body. This is how this change takes, it takes no time. We cannot give any time factor to compare it. Then and there it changes. So fast the whole universe changes. That's how the change is not visible. When the fan rotates in a very high speed, we don't see the fans, the wings of the fan as if it is rotating. We don't see it. When the wheel of a car rotates fast, very fast, it looks like revolving, not like this. Just the opposite we see because of its speed. Anyhow, this is, if you go on discussing in your own self, in mind, seriously, without thinking anything else, slowly you can go deep, and then everything minutely you can understand. Once or twice hearing will not suffice. You have to think of every meaning of every word, then only little it will be clearer. Yes, Guruji?
Maharaj, from a relative point of view, logically, whether the Atma sees itself or an individual sees itself, should we say from a relative point of view, if you see a mirror, so if from a relative point of view, you see a reflection in the mirror, so it is the same in the case of the Atma or something else?
It is same and yet little different. How can I express it? You see your face in the mirror, that means you see yourself in the mirror, that is the seeing. And that also is added with a kind of satisfaction of existence. Without that you cannot see it. A kind of satisfaction, feeling. Yes, I am this. That feeling is added with that vision. Understood now? No? When you see your face in the mirror, how do you feel? Don't you feel something? That feeling itself is added with, mixed up with the vision of seeing it. Without that satisfaction, you cannot see that.
These are all Jnanendriya we are using this.
Of course, Jnanendriya only.
Swamiji, when we hold still of our body, then we hear you clearly as well as others also. Maybe I may be wrong, but whatever I am feeling, I am just trying to say.
Yes?
So who is that stilling my body? Whether my inner eye or my reflected eye? मैं गलत हूँ स्वामी जी?
नहीं गलत नहीं. अरे कितने minute questions arise upon this. You know, it is the ego mixed up with intelligence, mind, prana, everything together, and it's a activation. When the eyes see, then only we feel something. This is like this. Understood? Everything together. Together. That's why it becomes difficult who is feeling. Everything is together. That is what we are discussing, the whole total universal body. And the total body feels its existence and sees its existence and gets feels satisfied. And of course this is called bliss, satisfaction. But when it sees itself in different ways, that is called creation. Just as you get up from the deep sleep and you feel different parts of your body, you see it. That is your creation. This is how the universal body creates. Within itself, it sees itself within itself. Nothing is outside. And only imaginarily sees itself. Whereas it is whole total body. It sees itself in a partial way. That's how the parts of the body is seen. Do you think all these parts are different from the body? When you see differently? And this is called creation also. You have created all these parts of your body. First you felt the whole body, and then you felt the different parts of the body. as you saw. So it appears as if simultaneous. But when we express, we have to express in process, one after another. That's how we see it is created. There is no creation. There is no creation. Did you create the hands and legs and your parts of the body when you got up? Just you say, see, and you feel, I am this, I am this, I am this. That's how your whole body idea divides into parts.
Doesn't it have enough at some point?
Pardon?
Doesn't it have enough at some point? Doesn't it get bored at some point? To see it over and over the same, like even with the change it's the same. Doesn't it have enough and it won't stop it?
It is unending. And when you stop feeling I, then only it will stop. This I is the cause, the root cause. This I when feels itself, it is called mind. So ego and mind, they are not different from each other. So the ego is the root cause. The moment you feel I, you are gone. Yes.
So from a logical point of view, the word feeling can be equivalent to sensation, stimulation, vibration. They are the same.
All these different words, different terms are used. Changeation, stimulation, and sensation, vibration. All these are words, different words given for the same feeling. And all these complicated terms, they make confusion. Because we have to express it. One who has experienced it, he has to express it. Those who have not experienced, that is called parting your knowledge to others by expression. So expression is through the words. Words are, that's how the words become so complicated.
Impure.
Impure, of course. It cannot express everything. So this is how the terms are very complicated terms are used for this. But if we go to the depth of the meaning of the term, then we get some clarity. Say Brahman. Brahman means ever growing and ever existing. That is called Brahman. Then we have to feel the meaning of it. Or else we don't understand it. Why? How it is all pervading and ever growing. Ever growing means ever existing everywhere in all conditions. That is ever growing. Does it really grow? No. How I grow myself? When I observe my hand, I have grown, my body has grown as a hand. This is called growth. Growth means when the cycle goes on, it ever grows on. But where does it grow? Within itself. Every momentum is going forward. That means it is growing. And it grows in a cycle. And why it is cycle? We have discussed it. Because it is a change, the direction should be changed. That's how it has to go in a cycle. And because it is going in a cycle, so the growth is decay, the decay is growth. And this is how it creates confusion. These words are very intelligently, terms are used, but yet it is haphazard. When you give up all these terms in the mind, and mind becomes one-pointed, then we can see how it works. That is the only way. If the mind wants to understand it, the 100% clarity is impossible. Impossible. It is not difficult, it is impossible. Because terms are, words are, they are defective. They express only up to some extent. Now coming to our point, चेतन अपने स्वरूप में तत्काल स्थूल रूपता का अनुभव करता है और उसमें अपने समष्ट्यात्मक द्रव स्वभाव मन को द्रव स्वभाव क्यों कहा? मतलब चंचलता के कारण, अस्थिरता के कारण, चंद्रबिंब के सदृश समझने लग जाता है। यही उसकी बुद्धि समष्टि रूप ब्रह्म रूपता है। विराट देह में उसके भोग की उपपत्ति के लिए समष्टि रूप मन से आदित्य रूप 5 इंद्रियों और उनके स्थल भेद की कल्पना को कहते हैं। अभी विराट देह, इसको कहते हैं विराट। अभी जो अधिपुरुष पुरुष सूक्त में, अभी वेद में सब हम कहते हैं ना, वो विराट रूप का कल्पना किया गया। दैट टोटल grand form is imagined now, and then how it will be distributed into different parts. All these are only imaginations. विराट देह में उसके भोग की उपपत्ति के लिए, to entertain this, the gross body, the whole total body wants to enjoy, entertain. That means seeing and getting some satisfaction. I am this. I am like this. That is the work of the ego. Ego always satisfies itself. I am so and so. I am this. I am the prince. I am not ordinary man. I am the son of a multimillionaire. I am not a beggar. All these satisfactory feeling, some kind of satisfaction, which is only imagination, which is not true. This is how this process of feeling satisfaction is called enjoyment or entertainment or seeing myself. समझ में आ रहा है? नहीं।
Entertainment, enjoyment means though it is activity of
भोग इसको कहते हैं, भोग।
But once you realize it, there is no entertainment.
No.
There is no enough.
Of course. When you realize the process, then there is no entertainment, there is no suffering, nothing.
Agreed.
All these are only comparatively, timingly felt.
Yes.
So, in Gita also we discuss the same thing. Matra sparsastu kaunteya. Matra sparsastu kaunteya. Sitoshna sukha dukhadaha. Agama paino anityam tam titikshasva bharata. Give it up. It is only by contact we get something, some joy or pain. It is by contact. Give it up. It is not real. All this happiness or unhappiness, pain or pleasure, all these are only momentarily felt by contact. What contact? The contact of the senses with the sense object, and that's how it feels. This is by contact only we feel it is cold or heat. Contact with what? The sense gets contacted with the object. So object is ice or water or something cold, and that gets attached with the skin, then only we feel it is cold or hot. This eyes get contacted with the form, then only we see it is like this or like that. Without the contact of the senses with the sense object, we have no knowledge, that is no information. And this information gives you pleasure or pain. How it is? Because of your past informations, your past condition, whatever you have accumulated. Say,
but even having contact, if we are not attached to the sensation, we are not entangled with it.
no, there is no pain, no pleasure, no cold, no that is what we see when anesthesia is given. When at the time of operation, some kind of poison is given to dislocate the contact with the brain, with the other parts of the body. So, whatever happens, we don't feel pain or pleasure. In that way, when the senses are not having contact with the sense objects, then there is no pain and no pleasure.
But I feel like if you don't identify yourself with sensation, you can have sensation, but you don't identify it,
Yes,
and then you can
yes.
detach.
And that identification is a total body, the whole fourfold mind and prana, everything together. That is, together we call it I.
My body is feeling, I am not feeling.
It is really the body which feels by contact with each other. You see, there is snowfall in Gangotri. We get the information, so today we shall not go. This is how it works. Whole body is linked with each other, all the parts. nerve system, and nerve system is nothing but it vibrates by the wind, prana, and different winds in different parts, they vibrate the nerves and they get contact with each other. If some ant is biting at the toe, the mind knows it, the hand also knows it. It goes then and there and removes the ant. How fast the communicating process goes on. It is all communicating process. And when the communication is cut off, there is no sensation. Anesthesia is given.
Spiritual anesthesia कुछ मिलेगा स्वामी जी?
Milega, spiritual anesthesia is to disconnect the mind from the senses. That is spiritual anesthesia. To disconnect the mind, disconnect the process, stop it somewhere. No connectivity. When there is no connectivity, you go on talking, I don't hear. Yes, Guruji. You see, there are so many complications. See, wait. This idea is because of contact, and contact is because of idea. Both are. You see, I don't like to give any positive, decisive decision. Why? Because I will be caught. I will be handcuffed. Why? Because whatever you tell, it is somewhat right and somewhat wrong. Just now we discussed, the terms are so defective. So you see, partially meaningful, not fully. So whatever I say, if I give you some decision, that decision is partial. It is not universal. Nothing can be said universally because saying is a process. You cannot give the truth by saying. Now, the ideas are stimulated or influenced by the contact, and contact is due to idea. Both are vice versa. Just as we get contact with the sense object, get some information, collect some impressions, and those impressions again gives a tendency to the mind to collect more information. In this way, internally cooperating and coordinating and work is going on. Everything is in cycle. Yes?
एक बार जलेबी खा लिया तो कांटेक्ट हो गया।
क्या?
एक बार जलेबी खा लिया,
हाँ, कांटेक्ट हो गया। हाँ,
और उसके बाद एक इम्प्रेशन क्रिएट हो गया। उसके बाद जो बार बार कांटेक्ट होगा वो इम्प्रेशन से होगा।
इम्प्रेशन से होगा, आइडिया भी इसके साथ आए। गोल 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 गुपलू गुपलू, लाल लाल गोल गोल। Arey sahab, you see so many complications. What to do? One is the whole world is and our body function is a cooperative society. Cooperative society. And that cooperative society mainly triangular cooperative society.
Not less than cooperative society.
No.
Not less than.
That's how one is related, contacted and acted by the other, for the other, with the other, in the other, from the other. Cooperative society. The whole world. And that's how what you think, it has effect on the whole universe. That's how Vedas have given us such prayers. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Let the whole world be happy. You should not think for one person, for the whole universe at large. Everything is together. How if you get some pain in the tip of the finger, the whole body is affected by it. Isn't it? Similarly, the whole universe, you are the part and parcel of the universe. That's how Vedas give us such universal thinking process. Let the whole world be happy. Let the whole world be healthy. Vedas never pray individually. Everything for whole universe. Because everything is within itself in a cycle and everything is linked with each other. If you are unhappy, I have to be unhappy. There is some connection. And if everybody is happy, then you are also happy. This way, it gives us a feeling of universality. If you understand this and accept this, you cannot work for yourself. You cannot be selfish. Cannot. By no means you can be selfish.
स्वामी जी, ये अभी जो लास्ट पैरा में आया कि ये जो व्यष्टि ब्रह्म है, तो क्या समष्टि ब्रह्म कल्पना से व्यष्टि ब्रह्म हो जाता है।
हाँ।
ये तो समझ आता है कल्पना से।
बिल्कुल।
लेकिन कई शास्त्रों में ऐसा दिया है कि जो समष्टि ब्रह्म है अज्ञान से या प्रमाद से।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल।
अज्ञान कैसे हो सकता है? ये
बिल्कुल
तो समझ
बिल्कुल।
नहीं आता है।
हाँ
ये समझ आ
हाँ,
रहा है।
exactly, beautiful question. How it is called? Now we are discussing. It is by knowledge, by awareness. It becomes many. Let me be many. Let me see as many. From one side, from one vision, then from other vision. He says, all these are because of ignorance. Because of ignorance only, all this manyness, all this creation is work of ignorance. How it is? Both are correct. Both are correct. How it is ignorance? You see, when I am talking, I am not able to take the tea, isn't it? Two things cannot be done at a time. So what happens? When you do one thing, then other thing is other object, other action, or other observation, that is kept aside, unseen. That not seeing is called ignorance. Not seeing. See the example, the boy is not in the class, okay? You don't know it. Not knowing is ignorance. Because you don't feel the presence, don't see the presence of the boy in the classroom, and you go for searching for his presence where he is not there. This is called ignorance. You don't know, that's why you went to riverside, you went to playground, you went to hospital, you went to cinema hall. Why? Why did you search him in all these places? Because you don't know. You don't see his presence. This is called ignorance. And when the universal ego forgets the whole total ego, then only it can think of the individual ego. One thing at a time. When I see this side, I don't know what is there. That's how when it thinks of the individual beings, it forgets its universal form. That is called ignorance.
But Swami, universal intelligence can forget himself. He is Gyan Sarup.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल ये भी सही. How can it forget? How do you forget yourself when you see the nail painting? It is paining. How do you forget yourself? See the forgetfulness within the awareness, and awareness is within the forgetfulness. Everything is interrelated, interconnected. How? For example, see, there is speed in no speed, vision in no vision. Everything is interrelated. That's how when we think it is awareness, there is unawareness also within it. From two other angles, we see both separately. See, everything is relative. The moment you think relatively only. I asked Biju, gave some money, today for puja you have to bring some sweets and some fruits. You will go with the money. I say I gave 1,000 rupees. He will go to the bazaar and he is not independent to purchase. He is not independent to purchase the books or the clothes or the other items other than fruits and sweets. Here it is bondage and it has got no freedom, isn't it? Within that limitations, within that non-freedom, he has freedom to choose what fruits are available and what sweet can be good for the puja. That independency he has got, that freedom he has. So freedom within non-freedom and non-freedom within the freedom. See, it is relative world. So where there is knowledge, there is ignorance also. Where there is change, how the change takes place? When you walk, don't you stop? Can you walk continuously? Nothing can. Continued. Nothing can be continued. Every continuation has its break within. When you walk, there is a stoppage, then only you progress. Without stop, you cannot go ahead. Everywhere, everything is related with each other. When you talk of knowledge, you are aware of yourself, but at the same time, you are not aware of the whole totality. You are always aware of the parts of the total body. This is how when you forget one, then you see the other. Forgetfulness is ignorance, and contact is called knowledge. One is detached, then only the other can be attached. This is how. And the mind does all this. The mind is just like a shunting machine, shunting engine in the railway junction. It attaches itself with some baggage and detaches it and takes it and connects you with the other train. Attach and detach, detach and attach. This is the work. Both the works are done by one. Mind also does the same thing. Attaches with one object and detaches from the other. Attach and detach, that's how we connect our senses with the sense objects. It is so fast we don't pay attention to it. Gaya re. Gaya ye.
Maharaj, from a relative point of view, what is attach and detach, logically can we give the same thing for the likes and dislikes they are used?
Yes. There is liking in disliking. There is disliking in liking. I said everything is relative. We cannot see one thing at a time purely. Both will be seen, one within the other. And again, at the same time, one is clear, other is not clear. We forget one to see the other. This forgetfulness is not really the absence of knowledge. Knowledge is always there. Knowledge cannot be denied. This ignorance or forgetfulness is just a statement.
Swamiji, the microphone is muted.
Mute? Okay.
So finally, Swamiji, our existence is because of universal ignorance or purposefully it is created?
Both. It
We exist in two planes. We exist in more than one plane. Existence also, non-existence also.
Yes, that is what we are discussing. Ignorance is not at all there. There is nothing called ignorance. Why? You see, it is so complicated and so interesting also. See, some people went to Ramana Maharshi and they compelled Ramana Maharshi, "Oh great one, Please advise us something. We are worldly fellows. We are ignorant fellows. We don't know anything. Where is the salvation for us? Please advise us something. We will follow your steps. So, twice, thrice, Raman kept quiet. Then they went on emphasizing, "Oh great one, please tell us something. We have come with so much hope. Whatever you say, we shall follow it." So Raman said, "Are you ignorant? Are you a sinner?" "Yes." "So, are you sure you are a ignorant person?" "Yes, we don't know anything." "How can you say so? If you don't know that you know that you don't know, how can you say yourself you are ignorant?" This is how the knowledge in ignorance. And ignorance is, you know that you don't know. है कि नहीं? Everybody is ज्ञानी. अज्ञान का कोई जागा नहीं. कुछ बोलने के लिए तो हमको कुछ बोलना पड़ेगा. भाई दुकान चलाना पड़ेगा. Very good. Yes. We have to run our business. So we have to say something. Unless I tell ignorance, how can you come and ask me? Really speaking, then there is no ignorance, there is no knowledge, nothing is there. Just to have some understanding, and that understanding, in the end, understanding not to understand anymore. That is the real understanding. When you understand that I need not understand anything, that is the real understanding. Till then we have to go on breaking our head. That is the end of our business. चलो अब समझ में आ गया. The last understanding is there is no understanding, there is nothing to understand. That is the end of the journey. Keep quiet. But alas, we cannot keep quiet. That is the whole trouble. अब कह रहे हैं विराट देह में उसके भोग को उपपत्ति के लिए भोग की उपपत्ति. ये भोग शब्द से यहाँ हम फंस गए. भोग किसको कहते हैं? भोग एंटरटेनमेंट और एंजॉयमेंट. Where there is enjoyment, there is pain also. There is suffering also. Why? Because both are linked with each other. So that contact of the senses with the sense objects, for that, this is entertainment. How do you enjoy your cricket match? What happens when you enjoy your cricket match, football match, or circus, or zoo? you go for your entertainment, enjoyment. What happens really? Your senses get contact with the sense objects. That's called enjoyment. And this is how, when the universal being thinks of, it thinks individually within itself, means partially, divisibly, or in parts. When it thinks itself, it enjoys. That's all. What happens when you scratch yourself? It is called enjoyment. For this sake, to create. Creation is enjoyment for the universal being. Enjoyment means, entertainment means to have some jobs, to do something. That doing is by five means, by seeing, by hearing, by touching, by all these five units of senses, that is created or that is imagined only for enjoyment. भोग के लिए, वो भोग की उपपत्ति के लिए कुछ करना है। तो इसको कल भी तो विचार किए थे, बच्चे क्या करते हैं, चुप नहीं बैठ सकते हैं, तो क्या करेंगे, अपने आप में कुछ ना कुछ करते रहते हैं। दौड़ेंगे, किसी को पकड़ेंगे, किसी को छोड़ेंगे, कहीं रोएंगे, कहीं गिरेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ करना है, क्योंकि चुप नहीं बैठना। जब एक बार मोमेंटम दिया गया तो फिर वो चलते रहेगा। इसीलिए उसी को कहते हैं एंटरटेनमेंट, एंजॉय, भोग कहते हैं उसी को। भोग मीन्स कॉन्टैक्ट, दैट्स ऑल। भोग की उपपत्ति के लिए समष्टि रूप मन से आदित्य आदि रूप 5 इंद्रियों और उनके स्थल भेद की कल्पना करते हैं। आदित्य जैसे कहा गया चक्षु और दूसरे इंद्रियों का अलग अलग कल्पना किया गया। आदित्य आदि उसी को कह रहे हैं कि अनंतर चंद्रबिंब स्वरूप अपने स्वरूप में काकतालीय न्याय के सदृश अकस्मात उत्पन्न हुई भिन्न भिन्न 5 इंद्रियों के रूप में यह स्वयं प्रकाशित होने लगता है। ये स्वभाव हुआ, अपने आप मन के अंदर 5 रूप से वो प्रस्फुटित हुआ। जैसे एक था कली और 5 पखुड़िया बन गया, है ना। कली तो एक था ना। There was one bird, but when it bloomed, it had 5 petals. And inside also there are so many pollen tubes, and everything is there in manyness. It was one only, and it has become many when it is bloomed, when it is projected out or it is expressed. In this way, that universal mind, when by chance, वो कह रहा है काकतालीय न्याय के अनुसार। काकतालीय न्याय मतलब दिस इज ए काइंड ऑफ लॉजिक और इंस्टेंस। The fruit was about to fall down, it was ripened, it had to fall down, and at the exact time the crow comes and sits there. So the crow sitting and the fruit falling, they are coincided, they are internally they appear as if simultaneous. So we say the crow is the cause for falling of the fruit, but it is not so. So this is by chance, by the way. So he says, काकतालीय न्याय के सदृश अकस्मात by the way, all of a sudden, उत्पन्न हुई भिन्न भिन्न 5 इंद्रियों के रूप में यह स्वयं प्रकाशित होने लगा. All of a sudden, all these 5 units, शब्द स्पर्श रूप रस गंध, or the 5 senses of knowledge, the ear, nose, eyes, and tongue and skin, all these 5 elements of units of visualizing or perceiving, these 5 units, they in gross form, the sky or the sky, air, fire and water and earth, and the connecting senses, 5 senses. So in this way, they appeared all of a sudden. All of a sudden, everything. But when we express, we cannot express everything together. We have to say one after another. इस प्रकार वो 5 इंद्रियों के रूप में यह स्वयं प्रकाशित होने लगा. अपने आप को वो विकसित किया, अपने आप को देखा, अपने आप को सोचा. All these are only the process of thinking of the creation. Your planning about the project, the plan and project. When you have some project, you have to plan it. This is to be done, this is to be done, all these plan. So it is mental plan only, nothing has happened. The universal mind, it had 5 types of thinking or visualizing or contacting with each other. They are called 5 senses. And they have their the identified means identity as a powerful entity that is called God, controlling this aspect. Just as the government has different departments. The revenue department, forest department, or the न्यायपालिका को क्या कहेंगे? Legal department and supply department and controlling department, watching department. All these different departments are there and different heads are there. They do everything for the government and different heads of the different departments. Similarly, to control or to activate different aspects of the nature, the different heads are called gods. So innumerable gods are there. And they do everything for the one government that is called the universal being. He is the president. Yes.
So they use the word Devata.
Devata, the gods. and they are subtle and they are luminous. That's why Diva. Diva means luminosity. That's why they are called, they are more intelligent. They are superior than the department workers. They are the heads. So they are subtler, and where they remain, we call it heaven. Devata. And there are many, not one. In this way, gods are many. But absolute is one, universal is one. So, this way the universal being, he thinks of 5 senses in its mind. इसके बाद 5 इंद्रियों के अलग अलग 5 स्थानों के रूप में यह अपना अनुभव करता है और उनके स्थानभूत अलग अलग रूप आदि के उपभोग द्वारों का भी अनुभव करता है। ये उपभोगों का जो द्वार है, कहाँ बैठ के मैं भोजन करूं, उसी को कहते हैं डाइनिंग हॉल। बिल्डिंग अंदर एक तो डाइनिंग हॉल होना चाहिए। कहाँ बैठ के भोजन पकाऊं, उसको किचन कहेंगे। ऐसा शरीर के अपना यूनिवर्सल बॉडी के शरीर के, चाहे इंडिविजुअल हो चाहे यूनिवर्सल हो, वो कहाँ पर क्या किया जाएगा, उस स्थान को निर्धारित करते हुए ये 5 इंद्रियां बनाया गया, कल्पना किया गया। 5 इंद्रियां कहाँ मैं बैठ कर के मैं जो रूप के साथ कांटेक्ट करूं, तो आँख बना दिया, ऐसा सब कल्पना किया। फिर कल देखेंगे, tomorrow we shall see further how all these 5 इंद्रियां कैसे बने, how these 5 senses are created, and who are the gods of these 5 senses, and what happens, how it enjoys, भोग के लिए। Enjoyment means the contact, that's all. And it will be both way, pain and pleasure. इसी को गीता में बड़े सरलता से कह दिया, शीतोष्ण सुख दुखदा आगमा पाइनो नित्याम अनित्याम। ये जो मात्रा स्पर्श करता है इंद्रिया, मात्रा स्पर्श हस्तु कौंते, मात्रा स्पर्श करता है विषय के साथ, इसीलिए सुख दुख रूप भोग करता है। कांटेक्ट ही भोग और कुछ नहीं, समझे? चमड़ा स्पर्श करेगा, आंख देखेगा, कांटेक्ट, और कान शब्द को सुनेगा। कान कोई म्यूजिक सुन रहा है और गाली सुन रहा है? गाली सुनना, प्रशंसा सुनना, दोनों भी भोग है, भोग है। अगर उस भोग को एनालाइज किया जाए, कुछ सुख होगा, कुछ दुख होगा, सुख के अंदर थोड़ा दुख होगा, थोड़ा दुख के अंदर थोड़ा सुख होगा, यही बात है। और जैसे कांटेक्ट किया, वो बिच्छू घास है ना, बिच्छू घास इधर बहुत है। हाँ जी जी, कौन? शाबाश, बहुत अच्छा हुआ, कांटेक्ट हुआ, कांटेक्ट। हाँ देखो देखो, तो वो कांटेक्ट को, उसको क्या करेंगे, उसको हाथ में पकड़ेंगे तो खुजली होगा। Some acid is there in the small small hairs on the leaf and stem everywhere. So how to catch it? इसको उखाड़ते हैं, फेंकते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं. कांटेक्ट कैसे करेंगे? उसका जड़ को पकड़ के खींचो, या नहीं तो कोई कागज से पकड़ो, या कोई प्लास्टिक जैसे वो हाथ के साथ, चमड़ा के साथ टच ना हो.
सब्जी बना के खाते हैं,
सब्जी बना के खाते हैं, चिमटा में पकड़ो, हम खाते हैं उसको.
बहुत स्वाद होती है.
तो वो जो कांटेक्ट है, वाया मीडिया बनाओ किसी को, तो हमारे डायरेक्ट चमड़ा से नहीं, और दूसरा एक ले आओ, ग्लोव पहन लो. इसी प्रकार कांटेक्ट ही सब सुख दुख को देने वाला है. सुख दुख इसी को कहते हैं.
स्वामी जी एक प्रश्न है, कल पूछूंगा, अभी पूछूंगा.
जी पूछ लीजिए, कल करेंगे.
प्रश्न तो ये है कि वो जो गीता में श्लोक है ना, ये स्पर्शा भोगा दुख न एवते
हाँ
आदि अंत कौन्तेय उससे ना रमते बुद्ध.
जी जी है.
तो उसमें तो सुख कहा ही नहीं है स्वामी, वो सुख दुख ही का है, दुख है और आदि अंत वाले.
हाँ
तो अपने ये सुख जो प्रतीत होता है वो गलत है क्या?
नहीं, गलत नहीं. ये जो प्रतीत होता है ना, उसी को तो हम समझ रहे हैं. कोई चीज सचमुच सुख नाम का नहीं है, कोई चीज दुख नाम का नहीं है. दुख और सुख करके कोई चीज है ही नहीं. इसको तो पहले हम विचार करते हैं, कांटेक्ट को दुख सुख मानते हैं, और इसी के ऊपर हम पहले से जो हमारा एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, हम कुछ एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. वो एक्सपेक्ट पहले से हमारे जो इम्प्रेशंस अक्यूमुलेट हो रखा है चित्त में, वो उसको एक अपना प्रिजम्पशन रखे हैं. हम पहले से कुछ जानते हैं, कुछ सोचते हैं ऐसा होना चाहिए. एक्सपेक्टेशन, दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन is contacted with the object, and if it comes accordingly, then it is pleasurous. If it is not according to the expectation, then it is pain.
प्रोग्रामिंग में रॉन्ग कोडिंग हो गया.
हाँ, और इसीलिए जो आपको सुखी करेगा वो मुझे दुखी कर सकता है. मेरे एक्सपेक्टेशन दूसरा है, आपका एक्सपेक्टेशन दूसरा है, और ये एक्सपेक्टेशन को दूसरे भाषा में हम इच्छा कहते हैं. इच्छा जो होगा आपका, वो इच्छा पूर्ण हुआ तो सुख है, इच्छा पूर्ण नहीं हुआ तो दुख है. और ये इच्छा, एक्सपेक्टेशन और ये जो हमारा अक्यूमुलेटेड सम प्रिजम्पशन before it, all these together they decide what is pain and what is pleasure. नहीं तो ऐसे ही खाली टच कर दिया तो पेन प्लेजर कुछ नहीं. साधारण टच में विदाउट एक्सपेक्टेशन, विदाउट एनी you see pre-planned contact. Pre-planned, it is due to the chitta, the impressions wants to multiply. That's how they have contact with the objects, and that's how they go on collecting it. It goes on endlessly. इसीलिए तो कल इतना विचार करे थे. वो जो एक घटना घटित होने के लिए कितनी सारे चीज इन्वॉल्व होना चाहिए, तभी जा करके वो घटना घटित. अगर आपको सुख मिला तो वो सुख एक कारण से नहीं, अगर आपको दुख मिला एक कारण से नहीं, एक % नहीं है वो, कितने कारण एकजुट हो जाएगा तब वो दुख माना जाएगा, तब वो सुख माना जाएगा। जो कुछ भी घटित हुआ उसके लिए बहुत सारे कारण अलग अलग दिशाओं से वो कारण इकट्ठे होंगे, तब वो माना जाएगा ये सुख है या दुख है। एक घटना घटित हुआ, वही मतलब कांटेक्ट हुआ। और इसको पूरा अगर समझेंगे तो एक चेंजिंग प्रक्रिया, दैट्स ऑल, दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस। ये क्रिएटिव प्रोसेस कैसे? कुछ बनाए, कुछ कलेक्ट किया, कुछ फिर फेंका, कुछ फिर और आया, कुछ फिर जैसे बिजनेस हमारा चलता है, कुछ धन हम लगा देते हैं मूलधन, और कुछ फायदा हो गया, कुछ एंजॉय कर लिए, कुछ और रख दिए मूलधन को बढ़ाने के लिए। ऐसा तो बिजनेस चलता है। लाइफ इज ए बिजनेस, ट्रांजैक्शन कंटिन्यूअस। कुछ देंगे, कुछ लेंगे, कुछ फेंकेंगे, कुछ लेंगे। कर्म, एंड दैट इज ऑल्सो एक्शन एंड रिएक्शन, दैट इज कॉल्ड बिजनेस। इन्वेस्टिंग समथिंग एंड गेटिंग समथिंग।
Universal being doesn't have any expectation, I imagine. So we have the expectation as the individual. So no matter how much I suffer, no matter how much I enjoy, universal being, enjoy the whole process. Is it?
Yes, but enjoyment is both ways.
Even for
Don't forget, both way.
Even for universal.
Yes, pain and pleasure.
Oh, even
Whether it is individual or universal, process is the same.
so my suffering affects universal.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
My God.
When you are suffering, the whole world is suffering.
Oh, yes.
When you are enjoying, the whole world is enjoying.
Very good question.
Yes,
Suffering, the whole world is suffering.
yes.
It's very good.
आप डूबे जग डूबा,
हाँ?
कहते हैं आप डूबे जग डूबा,
आप भी डूबे, हम भी डूबे।
आप डूबे जग डूबा।
हाँ, तो वही तो कहते हैं, मैं भला तो दुनिया भला, आप भला तो जग भला। When you are good, the whole universe is
So
good.
may I touch this?
And on this basis, wait, on this basis only it is said, as you see, this is your world. Vice versa. When you are good, the whole world is good. And because you have seen it as good, so it is good.
So I'm individual is interconnected with the universe.
See the analytical study of goodness and badness. See, when I have my contact with the expected contact with the object, then I am happy. Okay? This is how I see my world. But by contact only. I have contact with the different objects around me. That is my world. So if I have good contact, the whole world is good. Isn't it? If I have bad contact, the whole world is bad. If your mind is good, the whole universe is good. Kam khatam. End of everything. If your mind is spoiled, the whole universe is spoiled. इसीलिए तो कहा गया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु. Let all think properly and what is good. In this way one is related with the other. हम जो देखते हैं, कौन देखता है? मैं ही तो देखता हूँ. मैं उसको मेरा मन ठीक दिख रहा है तो सब दुनिया अच्छा, आप भला तो जग भला। इसीलिए तो कहा गया कहीं भी जाओ फंसोगे, निकल नहीं पाओगे गुरुजी, फंस जाओगे। कॉम्प्लिकेटेड। हरि हरि ओम। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, जोगवशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम।